There are some things done by the NRM regime that even high-ranking members from within the party feel ashamed when defending them. Tanga Odoi, the head of the Electoral Commission, came out to say that he feels ashamed that the opposition leader Robert Chagulanyi Ssentamu had run out of the country because of persecution. Tanga Odoi said these statements.
The leader of opposition, to me, that was my contention, not a political party NRM position, should not be hopping globe after globe, criticizing his government, downing his government in Geneva, in this and the other. He should be here to reorganize his troops. He should be here to give direction to the troops he leads. He's the leader of opposition. He should be here to actually say what went wrong. He should be here to make an analysis of the past result with the viewpoint that how did we lose some areas where we thought we had a foothold. To me, even if it meant going to prison for that, the public would say there was no need for prison. Secondly, the government has not come out clearly to state facts that we are going to arrest him on this and the other basis.
Yeah, but there were pointers.
If there were pointers, so
the raid on his residence alone.
If they can raid my residence tomorrow. I'm not above the law. They can. Even out of this studio, I can be arrested if I go against what is maybe above the line. But what I'm saying is, the leader of opposition in Uganda is out of the country.
That is Tanga Odoi. In fact, that is a polite way of saying that the NRM regime is doing wrong, because he first made a disclaimer that that's not the position of the party. Those within the NRM, if you close them in the bedroom and you put a gown on their head, they will tell you that NRM is going in the wrong direction. But because of wanting to stay afloat with employment, because of their stomachs, they pretend to be deaf and blind on the atrocities committed by the regime. It's the reason why every time a dictatorship falls, the people who have been on the higher echelon of such dictatorships are the first people to come out and say that the party was doing something wrong. I remember when Mugabe was falling, part of the inner circle was were the first people to come and say that Mugabe was wrong. In fact, he had a youth leader who used to come out and say that Mugabe should rule even in the grave. He was the first person to come out and say that he was doing something wrong. So the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about the hypocrisy of such big leaders within the NRM, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're into this channel, please subscribe. If you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagale. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, Tanga Odoi is a PhD holder. They fished him from Makerere University. Okay? But I keep on giving Museveni the flowers on how he's able to use sane people, PhD holders, master degree holders, to defend his atrocities. He has that talent. I remember when he fished Norbert Mao, one of the great persona. By the way, a wise leader. Is the first person who moved out a bill to deny political party fundings. A right putting out restrictions that they must sit with General Kaguta Museveni. Different countries fund the political parties. By the way, they don't give out such restrictions of sitting with other leaders as a must. So General Museveni has a way of using people we look up to in the society as learned ETs. In fact, there's a day Besigye came out to say that one of the greatest hypocrites in our country are learned people, because they don't apply what they learn in our country. But I've just got to know that revolutions are engineered by semi-learned. It's the truth, because the more people get learned, they want to feel safe. A person like Tanga Odoi coming out to say that NRM is doing everything good in democracy, he doesn't know what he's talking about. When there are rampant abductions, we didn't have an election. where opposition leaders were denied to enter in certain parts of the districts. So such leaders don't know what they talk about. In fact, he mocked Bobi Wine that he should stop moving across the world to speak about democracy. He said these statements.
According to Robert Kyagulanyi, he's going abroad to convince the donors, the West, to impose sanctions and also take steps to stop.
Simon and viewers, that's not a very easy thing to do. Imposing sanctions on individuals may be easier than imposing sanctions on a state. Because you must also calculate not only the geopolitics of the area, but also the international diplomacy and dimension of politics. If you are saying you are imposing sanctions on Uganda, are you making Uganda turn to China if you are USA or Britain? Are you making China get a foothold in Uganda? Are you making Russia come into Uganda? What about the others who will say, oh, you are simply hammering Uganda because of this? With us, we are going to relocate.
Okay,
how does it jeopardize?
Politically speaking, who is more formidable? A Kyagulanyi here or a Kyagulanyi globe-trotting?
Globe-trotting will not last long. And even those receiving him with the time will lose interest in him. Being here like Besigye did, even when he is incarcerated, Besigye still has a lot of fire. But running out there, running to Geneva, running to this summit, running to the other summit, may lift you within the people who cannot debate, may lift you among the local people you think you convince that you are actually going to excite. But what about if the sanctions come and then it downs the currency? It makes economic life very hard for the people you think you lead. How will it go back to you?
That is Tanga Odoi. So you clearly see, these people don't understand what we are in as a country. And for me, I can even bet my hand, because General Museveni is going to go. The day General Museveni will go, you will see more hypocrites coming out to say that he was doing something wrong. The same people who are eating in his hands right now. Trust me, because I'm a very good student of history. When dictatorships fall, the very first people who come out to say that things are not going on well are those in government. Of course, as my opinion is truly Mr. Makindi, Kabi Suleiman Magali. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I'm motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.